Okay, welcome everyone to our Healthy Living Revolution night. This is one of our value added calls because our job is to inspire healthy living around the world. Our hashtag is Take Healthy Back. It's what we are all about. It's what the mission that we're on. And we're so excited that you chose to join us. And for those of us missing, we are going to have this recorded if all goes well so that we could share it with others. And my name is Loretta Wilkins, and this is my husband, Scott.
Hello.
And I invited him to come because tonight's call is both empty nests and singles. You know, how do we do food simple and easy, but still really healthy? And so we're excited to have you on board with us. And Scott and I will be back with you in just a few minutes, but we just wanted to say welcome, and we're glad you joined us. Scott, maybe you just wanted to say something about, as a spouse, being married to a foodie, what's that like?
Well, the biggest epiphany is that it does not take long to prepare amazing meals. And Loretta is a magical person to be able to open up the pantry and within 10 or 15 minutes have, you know, a massive lunch prepared from something I thought we had nothing in the cupboard. So it doesn't take a lot of effort. It just takes a little bit of planning, and we eat amazingly well. And it's not like we're just throwing a cup of, you know, a bowl of cereal together and having it for lunch, but we're having like full blown wonderful meals. And now we even have a tower garden blasting away and fresh greens every day for lunch. So it's not hard to do. It just takes a little bit of encouragement and planning.
And definitely grateful for a spouse that's willing to go along with the healthy eating plan. One thing I think we could say is that we still make it taste great. So I would like to introduce first up, if you want to put on speaker view, that's going to be your best view for being able to see exactly what we're doing in our kitchen. And I'd like to introduce my friend, Penny Norris. She's from Medina, Ohio. And she and her husband and Barry are empty nests, and they are absolutely on the healthy lifestyle train. So Penny, take it away. Oh, you're muted. Hold on. You're going to have to unmute. Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We're all part of this healthy living revolution, and it's been so much fun. I joined the Juice Plus company 8 years ago. I was introduced to Juice Plus by my friend Cindy, and it just made sense to me. I knew we were trying to eat healthy, but I just knew that we weren't getting enough fruits and vegetables. So it made so much sense. I got my husband and I on all 4 blends right away. And, you know, what we really noticed was a pickup in our energy level. My husband was falling asleep in the chair before I could get dinner on the table after work. And, you know, his energy level picked up, and so did mine. I had relief from a lifetime of tension headaches and migraines. My digestion improved, and we were able to get my husband off his cholesterol medication. And that really is huge because, you know, his body wasn't deficient in lovastatin. It was deficient in whole food nutrition, and you just really don't want to spend years and years on those drugs. So now we have our whole family on it. My 86-year-old mother on down to our grandkids. We have 4 generations, and I'm just very grateful to be part of this company and to have this great boost in our nutrition. So what happened too after that was it started to change our taste buds, particularly my husband's. He was pretty much a burger guy at lunch, and he started going to the salad bar. A lot of the guys that he worked with started making fun of him, but I was just kind of like, who are you? He's going to the salad bar to eat. So that was really great to see. But yeah, it is just the 2 of us. So one of the best things that I love to do, I love my crock pot. It's my best friend. And especially with the winter months coming, we're going to want to be cooking more warm foods. So one of the easiest things to do is just bring home a whole chicken from the grocery store, rinse it out, throw away the giblets and the neck and everything, sink it in your crock pot. You don't need any liquids. I use some poultry seasoning, some salt and pepper, turn it on, let it go all day. Literally, by the time you're going to eat dinner, it's falling apart. So then there's two of you. You've got this whole chicken. So we eat maybe a third of it if we're really hungry, and we've got 2/3 of a chicken left over. I can make chicken tacos. I can take the rest of that chicken and make white chicken chili, have it sliced for sandwiches or put it over a salad the next day. So we eat off that chicken, at least 3 times, sometimes even 4. So that's a great way just to, make meat and then have the kind of meat that you want left over. It's very versatile. I like to do some investment cooking. So, I know this was supposed to be simple tonight, but these really are. If you just do this once or twice a week. I've got this great cookbook. It's called Plant Pure Nation. And I like to make this creamy African stew. So I'll make up a big pot of this. Sometimes I'll double it, and then I will freeze it. So we can pull it out, when we're in a hurry, or pull it out when we don't feel like, cooking anything, or there's nothing in the cupboard. I've got some of that in the freezer, and I can pull it out for any time. Same thing with this. There's a Caribbean quinoa bowl. So it's a quinoa bean salad, has some different things in it. It's really pretty easy. You can use frozen corn in it, canned pineapple, a jar of salsa. So there's not a lot of slicing and dicing and chopping going on here, but we make something like this and we just eat off of it for days at a time. Another thing too, I know a lot of people, if they're single especially, they worry about buying too much fruit or too many vegetables that they're going to go bad on them. When I get raspberries and they start to go squishy after a couple days, I throw them in the freezer. Any kind of fruit like that. Bananas, they're starting to go bad on you. Slice them up, throw them in the freezer. They're going to be great in your smoothies. Mike's going to show us how to make smoothies later on. Another thing that a friend of mine taught me is to save the ends of things. So you slice off the crummy end of a tomato, the stem, the end of your celery, maybe some little cherry tomatoes that are going bad. All of that stuff, just throw it in a Ziploc bag, a big gallon-sized freezer bag, and keep that in your freezer and just keep throwing it in. Once you have a bag about this full, use it to make veggie broth. Throw it in a pot of water, cook it down, strain it, and now you've got some great veggie broth. Then it's a great way to start it. So there's really no reason to have a lot of waste. Another thing I did, a little crazy for 2 people in their 60s, but we bought a small chest freezer last year. It's like $180, and I can keep a lot of things in there. And once again, when I investment cook, then I can freeze things for that. And the one last thing I want to show you, I'm going to take you outside. So let me get my phone off my stand here real quick. And I know Loretta or Scott actually mentioned the Tower Garden. So I live in Northeast. This cool weather actually. And I picked a bunch of stuff off of this the other day, but you can kind of see it. So here I have basil. This whole great big thing is basil. This is thyme. I have kale, arugula down here, rosemary. It grows 20 different plants, and I love this thing. There's some lettuce over here. I can just step out on my deck and pick a salad. So I don't have to run to the grocery store, buy a bunch of lettuce that I'm going to worry. Lighting system for this. So I will be bringing this indoors in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I will have the lights on here and it will grow indoors, and all winter long we can pick from this and eat from it. So garden. I'm going to turn it back over to Mike now. This is Mike Hose, and he's going to show you some great things, great smoothies, and some other things that he cooks too. Take it away, Mike.
All right. So thanks a lot for sharing, Penny. Hope you guys can hear me. Got my mute off. Okay. So real quick, a little bit about my stories. I'm 51 years old, and I was dealing with some health issues back in 2012, chronic fatigue, chronic inflammation, brain fog, high blood pressure. Really wasn't getting a lot of answers. And then I had some testing done in 2013, 2014, showed I needed to kind of maybe change my diet. maybe go dairy free. And then a friend recommended I maybe talk to his cousin, which she recommended the Juice Plus and the Shred 10 program. So, one of the things I like about the community of people sharing, like Penny sharing what she eats, and then a lot of other people will share. We do Shred 10s, and I'm just going to walk you guys through, a little bit of what I changed. And, because my blood pressure is perfect now, I started feeling better within, I would say, 8 months. And then I started doing CrossFit, where I had chronic back pain, joint pain, all that. So my blood pressure came down. I felt good. I started working out. But let me kind of walk you through, welcome to my kitchen, and show you guys a little bit about breakfast, maybe lunch and dinner, some things that I have found that's simple, being a single dad. And like Penny was talking about, portion control and really focusing on, are you guys seeing me in the speaker view?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well, when I'm talking, I'm smaller, so I was just hoping I would be a little bit larger. But you guys can see me
you
larger?
might want to put it on gallery view. You'll see yourself better. I know it's annoying when you're the speaker, you don't get to see yourself when you put it on speaker view.
That's okay. I'll figure it out, just as long as you guys can see everything. So breakfast for me, so like Tammy, I have a tower garden, Penny, sorry. I have a tower garden out on the patio, and I'll grab some of the greens from it. I'll bring it and put it in here in my Vitamix. Penny was talking about some frozen fruit. I always get some organic frozen strawberries from Target. Simple. If I actually buy strawberries and I don't think I'm going to eat them before they're going to go bad, I'll go ahead and just freeze some. It's a good way. So I usually put about a cup of fruit. I always add my complete packet, which is vegan. I had to give up whey protein and dairy, so this is one that I could actually do. I've been on it for 5 years. I absolutely love it. And then I usually throw in some almond milk or maybe some coconut milk. I usually kind of have it ready to go, and I'll just dump it in there. Literally 2 minutes, I got a smoothie. That's one of my breakfast options. Every single day, I've been taking these capsules too. So this is my morning regimen. Every single day I take the capsules. I do the smoothie. And if I can't do the smoothie, sometimes what I'll do, I call weekends are for waffles, right? So I've got a really good recipe that's gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free waffles. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up the eggs and stuff, but it's just a good recipe. I use flax, which is kind of a good source for omegas instead of the eggs, especially when I'm trying to go more plant-based. So I can definitely share that recipe, and I love making these. The kids love them, and they like my waffle maker too. They usually smile. So for butter, just I do a dairy-free. This is a good option that I like. It's dairy-free, gluten-free. It's something you can kind of use as a substitute. Another option that I've found, I use a almond milk yogurt, and then sometimes I'll use a gluten-free granola, and then I'll take some of my strawberries and put it in there. And I might do that for breakfast, or I might even do it for lunch. I love salads now, and I even maybe put some lean protein. So talking a little bit about, like lunch, but then going into dinner, because a lot of times, sometimes my lunch is leftovers from dinner. So some options that I wanted to share with you guys is really simple. I'm going to tell you, boil some water, and you can make some gluten-free pasta. And then I usually get some kind of sauce. You can get this at Giant Eagle. You don't have to go to fancy stores. I always like to look for the non-GMO, make sure that it's a cleaner type product. So that's my pasta idea. Another option that I do for dinner is maybe even my smoothie if I hadn't had it. Chili. I love making chili because then you can make it, like Penny said, in a crock pot. I can have extra for a couple days. And the other thing I like about chili is that I never really used to eat this stuff. I mean, peppers and lots of peppers I keep in my fridge now, onions. So all good things for the digestive system, good for the immune system that I learned about. And then, of course, I love some grass-fed. I typically go with some meat and my chili and some beans, or even I might have like a burger. I might make up a burger and just skip the bun. I'll throw lots of lettuce. I'll throw lots of onions. I'll throw lots of tomatoes that I grow in my tower garden. I actually have some tomatoes right now that I just picked, and I'm going to tell you, they're like perfect. No pesticides, no herbicides. So I'm a big fan of the tower garden. Something else that I recently found that I think is simple. just one last thing that I'll share, and I don't know if you've heard about this. I just started trying it out in HelloFresh. Have you heard anything about that, Loretta? So
Yes.
I love it. You can get like 1 to 2 for like 2 people, or like 3 to 4. It gives you the meat portion. It gives you like the recipe and how to cook it. And then, I mean, it gives you Brussels sprouts. It gives you the potatoes. And when I make this, it's enough to feed Anthony and I, and usually there's not a lot of leftovers, so I'm not wasting a lot of food. So this is just another option that's out there that I sometimes use, and I've just been trying it, and so far I love it. But, you know, there's lots of options out there, and since I've changed my diet, my blood pressure has been great. I mean, my depression is gone. My anxiety is gone. I have tons of energy. I don't drink coffee anymore because I'm fueling myself with nutrition. And now all we do is kind of help share our ideas with other people. So I hope that helps with some ideas for you guys. And I want to turn it over to you, Loretta, and so you guys can share what you guys do.
Awesome. Thanks so much. This is so fun. I feel like I'm getting all kinds of new ideas that we will be anxious to try.
Amazing tomato.
I know that one for sure. So I was introduced to Juice Plus 19 years ago this month. This product changed my life. It changed the health picture of 2 of my kids. I have never been to the doctors in 19 years for anything but a well visit every other year and blood work just to keep myself, in check. And I have never looked back. My son was able to heal severe allergies after 1 year on Juice Plus. And my middle child, I adopted her at birth. She was able to heal rosacea, eczema. She was able to start going to the bathroom every day. Yes, our lifestyle cleans people out and helps you get a healthy gut, which we know is so important. And she started sleeping at night and really was just such a gift to us that I've never looked back. I actually have been sharing Juice Plus every single day and with anyone I get a chance. I feel like I've changed more lives for the better because of this product. And I'm so grateful. And I met Scott 3 years ago, August 31st, and he had Juice Plus sitting in his cupboard, but he hadn't been taking it.
Yeah, I had been on a health quest. My previous wife, she was diagnosed with cancer and ended up passing away. And a friend, after she passed away, shared Juice Plus with me, and I was, anything that was health related, I was all for. So I purchased it, but didn't really understand what I had. And then I met Loretta, the queen of all Juice Plus things, and became educated. Was exposed to a lot of wonderful things too. Like I remember our movie Game Changers that really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things. I was actually training for my first obstacle race, a Spartan race, and Juice Plus was a huge part of that. It was changing my palate, and then we decided to go. Probably about 3 months, we were pretty much plant-based only, and with the Juice Plus and the complete shakes, never seen as much lean muscle added just over that 3-month period. Was just amazing. So I'm really a big proponent of the Juice Plus. We keep it right here on our counter every morning, and we have our complete shake every morning too. And now we even have a raging tower garden outside. So, and
I think I do want to just say for all of you that do take Juice Plus, keep it handy. Why do people tuck it away? I know we all get to be neat freaks, but the easiest way to not forget to take your capsules every day is just leave it out, make it available. So quick tip. So I'm going to show you around our kitchen. I'm just going to show you some of the fun, simple meals that we make. I'm going to have to just give Trader Joe's a huge plug for empty nesters and singles. Trader Joe's makes everything in smaller size. Almost everything at Trader Joe's is non-GMO, made with mostly organic ingredients. It's a small store. You can be in and out. I think it's efficient. They cut and bag everything for you. It's amazing. So most of the things you're going to see are from Trader Joe's, but you can get them at almost any supermarket. But I just save a lot of money shopping there as well. So Scott's going to hold the camera, and I'm going to kind of show you around the kitchen. So we're going to start with one idea that when I'm serving other people, you're going to point it over here a little bit better. Okay, down. This might be hard or tricky. So organic chicken thighs. This has become like a huge hit. People come over. I don't want to be slaving in the kitchen when someone's visiting. So what I do is I'm a real fan of salted sea salt, pepper, garlic. I bake the thighs off in the oven, 350 for about a half hour. And then with the sauce and everything that is created, throw it into the crock pot, and I use a sweet golden or mustard-based barbecue sauce and just let it slow cook for about 3-4 hours into the afternoon, and you are ready to go. You could serve that with a big salad. You could make some sweet potato fries, whatever sounds good, but really nice because it's ready to go, something you can put aside. Moving right along, just want to point out about eggs. Eggs are a pure protein. They have all the amino acids that every pure protein needs. There's also a lot of brain health. I know if you're going pure plant-based, you might not want to eat eggs, but if you do, just highly recommend, make sure you get organic, make sure it's grass-fed and free range, I mean. And then what I do is always boil eggs. So we have boiled eggs in the fridge ready to go. Quick little tip on a boiled egg. Those brown eggs are harder to peel, aren't they? Throw them in a cup with warm water over the sink and shake it. And the water gets in between and it peels right off. So that's just a kitchen tip. But one of our go-to food items for one of the snacks, one of the many times we eat in a day, because here's the great news. We do not deprive ourselves of food. We eat a lot, and yet, we don't have a weight problem because we are eating healthy foods and we're not eating huge quantities when we do eat. And of course, like even tonight, we walked about 2 miles and ran 2 miles and came back. So if I have cray here, that's why. So we are a huge fan of Ezekiel bread. It still has a little bit of gluten, but it's sprouted wheat. It's high in fiber, high in protein, and low in carbohydrates, which means it's not going to stop you up, and it's very digestible. But we'll make a slice of toast with that, put a boiled egg on there, and avocado, half an avocado each. Now you're getting your healthy fats and everything but the bagel spice. Oh my goodness, I have to tell you, this is like delicious on anything. It is my go-to. It's a sesame base, but it's so delicious. You might want to try it. But this is, again, so simple. You can make that food source in 3 minutes. Toast, avocado, egg, sprinkle. You're eating. You're full. Satisfied. Those healthy fats and that protein. Wow, you stay full for a long time. And I'm going to tell you, that's also great fat burning. So anyone working with weight loss, to add those healthy fats in, or just weight maintenance and feeling satisfied. So good for you, good for your brain health as well. Moving along, we live at the ocean, so we do get a lot of fresh fish. But I love it that there is wild-caught Alaskan sockeye salmon, my favorite kind of salmon. But I'm just going to tell you how quick a salmon dinner can be. I buy a bag of either already pre-cut, ready to go organic butternut squash or sweet potatoes, and I put a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and roast it at a very high temperature, maybe boil it at the last minute to I like it a little bit blackened. Throw that salmon. Huge fan of, if you've never seen this spice, now I don't like anything but the salmon seasoning. It's called Magic. So delicious. To go on it, and I just put a little bit of lemon and this spice, and then what I do is, huge fan, Mike Ho's got me really hooked on realizing how important it is to get garlic in your diet every day, and that's hard to do, right? And it's hard for me to cut and peel cloves, so I buy it already cut and peeled, okay, little itty bitty bags, so you can cut a bag open, use it. I'm constantly eating it. I like them in olives, and I'll throw that right on anything I'm roasting. And now you've got garlic that you can just eat. You've got the spices on it, and it tastes delicious, a little bit easier than eating it pure raw. But if you put it with your salmon at just 350, it's not completely cooked down, still is a great way to add flavor. And then our new favorite, we make this a lot, is, and I learned this from Emily Wicker. I was at her house one day, she was making it, is we just take a bowl, and again, look, pre-cut, ready to go. Cauliflower, washed, ready to use. It's so easy. Put it in the dish. Maybe use one of your favorite oils. I like switching my oils up, so maybe some avocado oil. And I use turmeric and cumin. Turmeric, phenomenal anti-cancer, anti-inflammation, a lot of health properties, but I don't really dig the flavor. Cumin, I love. So I add that in for a little bit of kick and maybe a little bit of salt, roast that at the high temperature, pull it out when it's al dente with a fork, usually takes about 10 or 15 minutes, and just super great. Right now, I wanted to show you one other thought. being fall, and this is my last part of my presentation, is our squash. Squash is in season right now. Acorn squash, butternut squash, spaghetti squash. What I do is, it takes some muscle, so usually Scott gets this job because I hate doing it, but you got to have a cutting board. Cut this in half diagonally, scrape out the seeds, and you're going to put them in a casserole dish and fill it halfway up with water and bake it. And you're going to bake it until you can push your fork all the way through the squash and then pull it out. I can tell you with acorn squash, I'll pull it out. You could serve it right like that on your plate. You could do all kinds of things, from a little bit of, a little bit of brown sugar and walnuts and cinnamon to just some butter. You could make some organic chicken sausage and put that right in it, or you can scrape it out. And I use a mitt because it's hot. So just get a mitt out so you can hold the hot squash, scrape it into a bowl, just mash it yourself. Salt, pepper, a little bit of earth balancer, your butter, whatever you'd like to put, a little bit of oil. I tend to find that if I use spices, I don't really need the butter and the oil. The natural flavor of the food is so good. So also just remember, you can add now the cinnamon flavor to some of those squashes. So those are our ideas for you tonight. Hope it was helpful. We promised 30 minutes. I think we did it to the T. And I'm going to stop the record and see if anybody has any questions or comments.